had some media attention that wasn't on that, but that's okay. Thank you for having me again. I'm Mark Andol, owner, founder of General Welding and Fabricating. Been in business 39 years, and Made in America store started in 2010, so about 14 years. I'd like to tell you a little bit of why or how it started. My parents grew up poor. My mother was an orphan given up by the county at the age of 5, and my dad taught me how to work with my hands. Again, a rector set kid, I took apart everything. My mother said I took apart batteries, ruined her rug. She tells the story, you know. So, always trying to see how things work. In 1985, I became Mark Small Engine and Welding, a motor doctor on wheels. I'd go around to your house and fix your light bulb out, your lawnmower, or whatever it took to get it fixed. Mr. Fix It on Wheels. 1989 became General Welding and Fabricating with a motto, you dream it, we build it. We built the largest sculpture in the United States for Albert Paley, 320,000 pounds of Corten steel, 1/4 inch to 2 inch thick. It was 120 foot long, 36 foot tall. Shipped it out on 18 semi-loads to give you an idea of the size. Sits at the St. Louis Zoo, last free zoo in the country, called Animal Always. It had 60 animals. The turtle weighed 2 tons. The giraffe was 20 foot tall, weighed 4 tons, so big sculpture. All steel, our biggest ultimate fabrication project. For Northrop Grumman, we became sole source provider for what's called the JTE system, or the JEDI system. It trains our pilots. It's a trailer-mounted system that's used in different theaters to send threats to our pilots and train them. And we'll fill your propane. We don't say no to anything. We'll fix your lawnmower deck still. We ran 24 hours a day and do whatever you need. From 1989 to 2007, I built the company up to have 4 plants, 70 employees. Of the 70 employees, 18 family members, 3 guys I went to kindergarten with. So tight group. They could yell at me after 5. That was the deal, and they do. A lot of family, but in 2007 we hit a bump in the road. We were building a steel post that went inside a plastic PVC fence. All your plastic fencing, PVC, if it's load bearing, used on a condo deck or a high-rise deck, if people are behind it, needs a steel structure inside of it. So we built that structure. I had a separate plant for that. It was a $3 million account. My customer wanted more and more money out of it. I couldn't take more money out of it. I couldn't go below cost. They said, we have a place in Florida to manufacture it. I said, do what you have to do. It ended up not being Florida, it was China. China built the part overnight. It wasn't BOCA certification. I'm a CWI welding inspector, and none of the certification was followed. But they built the part, shipped it to Florida, back up to western New York, and took over my 6 regional sports centers overnight. That was the fall of 2007. I thought that was tough, $3 million account. But then the recession hit of 2008, 9, and 10. We lost our military work, our oil mining work. I was Derek's #1 sub. And then it decided not to snow. We sell snow and ice control equipment. And I thought that was tough, but the snow added a little extra. So 2008 was tough, 9, and then by 2010, I laid off 40 of my 70 employees. That's the family members, the people you love, and we built the company together. My father said they'll understand, and Christmas is not the same when you lay off your family members. It's just different, a difficult time of our lives, and I closed the 2 plants. But across the street from General Welding in Elma was an out-of-business Ford dealership called McCarthy Ford. And I went over, asked Jay Fisher, the owner, I said, would you rent this to me? He said, what are you going to do? I said, open up a Made in America store, make a statement for our country, soldier, American worker, and people that work with their hands. He said kindly, the world's full of crazy people, Mark, go for it. So a handshake and $1,000, I said, we're going to do this. And I went into General Welding, see what's in our showrooms. I had 2 retail stores, and there wasn't much Made in America, probably 50%. So I took my brother-in-law, which was my buyer, and said, let's find stuff. And our concept core value was going to be 100% made in America. And glue, packaging, everything, 100%. Well, we didn't know how tough that was. We ended up with 50 products. We built a lot of our fire rings and different components we could build and sell, which was kind of a working model. So we opened April 3rd, 2010. It was April 3rd. It was 90 degrees that day. It never happened again in Buffalo. And 800 people showed up and said, thanks for doing what you're doing, we love it. And it's not an R&D thing, it was a common sense thing. And my buddy, Marine friend, built a Iwo Jima out front. And how many veterans we have in the room? Let's give them a round of applause. We celebrate you every day, I hope you don't mind. We're home base for Buffalo Niagara Honor Flight. Our goal with Tom Petrie and his team is to get 3 flights of heroes to Washington every year. We gave Gold Star Mothers of New York a place to have their meetings every month. And my buddy Ricky Lee, a country music singer out of Tuna, PA, started music for our vets. So he sings to veterans around the country, makes a difference. I was blessed with the first week we opened, April 3rd, I had 26 media interviews, and I wasn't that guy. I said, wow, that's a lot of interviews. I was on World News 4 times, Fox and Friends 7 times. Japanese, Yamari Shimbun, largest newspaper printed in the world, interviewed me. Japanese did Project Wisdom, Project Reshoring. Russian TV1, Korean KBS, 650 documented interviews. Never politics involved. So a lot of history. It was 14 years old. We started to get tour buses. The first tour bus, it was 2010, it came in. I never knew we'd have a bus, and it got stuck on the bushes out front. I said, "You brought a bus here?" "Yeah, we're from Iowa. We're from the breadbasket of America. We love what you're doing." Well, since then, we're going to hit our 1,400th bus this October. We have 187 booked here. They come from all over the country. We keep track. We're a true destination. We help visit Buffalo, New York. We tied with them our 18,000 square foot building. We have a bus entrance on it. We have the Constitution of the United States, 20 foot by 20 foot. We have "In God We Trust" because we believe. And we just do as much as we can. Outside the Made in America building in Elma, we support all skilled trades. I'm on a board of about 4 or 5 schools, trying to get metal shops, wood shops back in schools. Kids need a purpose. Parents made a mistake. I'm involved with a lot of the Alfred programs and different programs we have around, but our welders are high tech, with computer skills and whatnot. And they're going to get paid the money of doctors. It's already happening. You can't find a skilled trade worker. So outside of my store, you'll see our stainless steel columns, bricklayers respected, our sheet metal guys, the roofing guys. Everything's respected outside our store. Inside, we've made all our fixtures, the weld wire from Lincoln or the powder coat. Everything's made that we could make, 100% made in America. Our counter weighs about 2 tons. It's hard to move. Our planes that hang on the ceilings all are built by my friends. They all fly. So we represent skilled trades, entrepreneurs, inventors. My neighbor paints rocks. We give them shelf space, try to get them off the ground. So pretty neat. We're up to 14,000, a little outdated, the video. We're up to 14,000 100% products. We support 500 privately owned American businesses, mom and pops. We don't have one thing that plugs in or takes a battery in the United States of America that we can sell. And we've been to the moon. I tell people we've been to the moon, but we can't build a toaster. My father worked at Bethlehem. My father worked, Trico we talked about. And it's just a shame, but we're the only 100% made in America store in the world. We never knew that. When I open it because it's common sense. We do a lot of, we're home base for Buffalo Niagara Honor Flight, like I said. This year we've got the buses coming. The biggest 2 months we've got coming up is 80 tour buses coming. I've got American Made Movie was a featured documentary film. You see a little trailer there. Clyde and Son of Strickland out of Georgia, philanthropists, invested $4 million and they turned that into a national curriculum. They asked me to be part of it and they asked this girl, Mary, to be part of it. And we believe in 50-50 fair trade. And we'd like to see that happen. And Tony's involved for years now, over 10, and he runs the social media. We've got well over 500,000 followers, social media, Facebook, 16 platforms. They do a wonderful job with Made in America, and we're still running General Welding full and strong, so we're like a working model of what needs to happen, building things and selling them in America. We believe in 50-50 fair trade, but it's amazing how many people around the country lost jobs that used to feed them towns or give people a purpose. If it's Canada, we get along really good with the Canadians. They used to make their own hockey sticks and skates, and a lot of stories there. The Japanese loved us. Their economy was worse, so. We're going through tough times now, probably the toughest in the last 4 years from COVID, administration change, just things that affected us, disposable income down. But we got the best team on the planet, so I appreciate the invite. If there's any questions, I'd love to answer them.